Hey, I have been wanting to make a video about homeschooling because I homeschool my kids and I get so many questions about it. And there's a person that I just met through a friend who's starting to homeschool, and she had some questions, and I was texting back and forth, and I said, you know what, let me just make a video to try to put everything in there that might be helpful, and I'm going to just make it for everybody so that if you have any questions or if you're interested in homeschooling, this can be a resource. So I live in New York State. I got to say that right off the bat because every state has different rules. Some you don't have to notify your school district at all, and some, like New York State, are very regulated in what we have to do. So first, I just want to say welcome, because obviously if you're watching this video, you're interested, you're curious, maybe you've already decided that homeschooling is for you. Welcome. I love the homeschool community. I am a Christian, and that does factor into why I homeschool, but I have friends that just homeschool and they're not a Christian at all. So I just wanted to say that because I have two resources that are Christian resources that I'm going to tell you about. And I just want you to know they're Christian resources. So the first one is Homeschool Legal Defense. It's a group of advocates and lawyers that you can sign up to be a member. And then if you ever have any legal problems, they will help you with those legal problems. It also, the website, which I think anybody can just go to, you don't have to be a member to go to this website and get some of these resources. You can click on a map of your state and it will tell you a lot of information about the rules that are in your state. So I just recommend checking it out. I've been a member of Homeschool Legal Defense since early 2000, because I started homeschooling in 2005, and I've never needed it. I've never had any legal problems all the way through. So, but it was just a nice, comforting fact that I had that behind me if there were any problems ever. So homeschoollegaldefense.com, check it out. The next thing I'm going to say is I am a member of a homeschool group. In New York State, there's a group called LEA, Loving Education at Home. I think they might have changed the name, but if you look it up, you still will find out about that. And my group, like I said, it is a Christian group. We meet once a month, and there's chapters all over Long Island where I live. And we meet for parent meetings, and we do field trips and all different things. So it's something to check out. Now, there are many homeschool groups, not only Christian ones, that you can Google, you can look on Facebook, and you can find. I have been also part of homeschool groups that were not Christian based. They were just secular groups. And it's really important for both mom and kids, and even dad, to have a community. So definitely look into a homeschool group, even if it's not LEA, which LEA is only in New York State as far as I know. Okay, so Homeschool Legal Defense and get a homeschool group. You need a community. So the first thing, you've decided to homeschool. The first thing you need to do in New York State, and also I just want to say New York City has different laws too than the rest of the state. So if you live in New York City, look into the laws of New York City. But for Long Island and for the rest of the state, you've decided to homeschool. The first thing you need to do is send, within 14 days of this decision, send a letter of intent to homeschool to the superintendent of your school district. So you can Google that as well. Whatever your school district is, look up the information for the superintendent, and you're going to send him a letter of intent to homeschool. After you send that letter, within 10 days, your school district needs to send you a homeschool parent packet. And in here are all the legal laws for New York State and your responsibility and the school's responsibility. So again, letter of intent, you get your homeschool packet. Once you get your homeschool packet and you read through all of these rules, and most schools have, I know my school district has this on their website. So you can find all this information right on your school district's website. If they didn't send it to you, go and look for it. But they are supposed to send it to you legally. Once you receive this, you have 14 days to send back to the school an IHIP. And IHIP just stands for Individualized Home Instruction Plan. So whatever curriculum you're going to use, they give you different spots for you to plug in the information of what your student is going to be learning. My kids do online school. They do their schooling online, and I can go and see. Also in this packet, it will tell you the different subjects and classes that each grade age need to be taking. And you're going to plug those in, whatever the curriculum you choose. Mine is online. So like I said, I go to the website and it has a class description and syllabus, and I just pull that and plug that into the different sections of the individualized home instruction plan, or IHIP. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it can be overwhelming because, you know, this is all brand new and you've never done it before. Once you get your IHIP all together, you send that back to the school district. When you do your IHIP, you're going to pick 4 dates that you will be sending quarterly reports in to keep updated on what your student is learning. And even though this is the rules and regulations for New York State, I love it because I need that accountability, because I'm a very, you know, how do I put this? I don't want to say scatterbrain, but I'm all over the place, you know. I like to do a lot of things, different things. I get excited about a lot of different things. So I need the structure of that quarterly reports. It helps me to keep on track with what we're doing. So you're going to write your quarterly reports. And again, you're just going to plug in the different things that you've been learning. A very general idea. You know, you just put, yes, we've done all the lessons in this quarter, and they want a grade. You can say, you know, passing, whatever the grade may be. Very generalized. You do need to keep attendance. So you're going to pick for those 4 dates. I just go with my school district's 4 dates for the end of their quarter, and those are the dates I use. You don't have to do that. You can pick whatever dates you want, but that's just what I do. And the student needs 180 days of schooling. I do keep attendance. You have to keep attendance. That's in your homeschool packet. So I just printed this off Etsy, and I keep track of the days that we have school. And then at the end of the year, you do have to do either, depending on, again, the homeschool packet will answer these questions, but depending on the age of your student, there are different requirements. I personally just do standardized testing every year. That's my preference. And I send that into the school district at the end of each year. I have never had a problem. Like I said, I graduated my one daughter from homeschool in 2019, and my other daughter, my older daughter, she ended up going into school, public school, and graduated from public school. So I have one daughter graduated from homeschool, one daughter graduated from public school, and now currently I'm homeschooling my sons, who are 5 and 8, and we are having a great time. So I think I answered all the questions that I wanted to get to. So again, homeschoollegaldefense.com. Join a homeschool group. In New York State, there is a group called LEA, Loving Education at Home. You can look into them. But like I said, you can go on Facebook. You can find all different kinds of groups. First thing you want to do, send your letter of intent to your superintendent. You're going to get back your homeschool packet. Once you get back your homeschool packet, read through that, and you're going to send your IHIP, Individualized Home Instruction Plan. Before that happens, you have to pick a curriculum. There's tons of curriculums that you can buy with books. There's online curriculums, and that's what I currently use. So we log in and we do our work on the computer. I did want to say this. If you do an online curriculum, you might have where you can just print out at the end of each quarter all the things that the kids have been doing, and that's what you're going to send in for your quarterly report. Because after you send your IHIP, you pick those dates for your quarterly report, you send in your 4 quarterly reports on the specific dates, and then at the end of the year, you do your evaluation, whether it be a written or a test. So I wish you guys all the luck, blessings in your homeschool journey.